Hey everybody, it's Sarah, and I'm coming to you today with a Traveler's Notebook process video. I've already done several pages. You can see all of them on my Instagram. One of them I did for Spiegel Mom Scraps. And here I am on some of the pages that I haven't completed yet. What I did was I printed more than 100 small Instax size pictures. I printed them with persnickety prints. They got back to me and I cut them down and I decided what pages I wanted what pictures on. So I did lay down kind of like foundation pages. I got kind of the ephemera, the big ephemera, and kind of the base papers stuck down as I was putting the pictures in, because there's a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff I wanted to get documented, and I didn't want to run out of pages or smush too much into the beginning and have a bunch of empty pages at the end. So here we are on probably day 2, and I have stuck a few things on like that washi tape. I did get a few of these pages kind of embellished, but most of them are just kind of Allie Edwards style base pages. And now I'm going to go back through and add ephemera and enamel dots and a lot of tiny word stickers, because I've got a lot of the Maggie Holmes and a lot of the Reset Girl tiny word stickers to add. I also have a little container up there of a bunch of die cuts that I made myself. I used Lawn Fawn stitched leaf dies, and I used the Maggie Holmes confetti dies that I did some cork sheets. I did some old Maggie Holmes pattern papers. I used glitter cardstock. I used a bunch of stuff. The base pages or the actual pages of the notebook are a mix of Reset Girl and Maggie Holmes patterned 12 by 12 that I cut down to the standard like 21 by 22 centimeter Traveler's Notebook size. I also used the pages of the Webster's pages, like blank white that came with, because I wanted kind of that calm white space that Wilna talks about. And then I also added some acetate pages, some pocket pages, there's some vellum, and even some watercolor sheets I even cut down and added. And I got all the pages together that I wanted, and then I just used a paper piercer slash bead reamer to poke 4 holes into each of the pages. And then I used a big embroidery needle and some embroidery floss, and I just I sewed the pages together and then tied them together in the middle. And that was kind of it. And then you'll see at the end that it's getting pretty chunky, so this is probably going to take up both of those Traveler's Notebooks that I did buy. So I have talked over lots of pages already. Today I worked on this and I basically just let my camera run until it ran out of memory. And I do have my vintage Underwood typewriter next to me on the desk, and I am typing out journaling, and I'm typing out little labels that I got from Michael's, part of that We Are Memory Keepers typecast collection. And there is a sticker from Maggie Holmes Gather. So I am actively typing and journaling. I haven't done any handwriting yet because, I don't really like my handwriting at all. Maybe I did buy some more tags at Michael's from the typecast collection, so maybe I'll find a place where I can write on a few of those tags and maybe tuck them behind a picture so you don't see my glaring handwriting. Here are some pictures of us in Sister Bay downtown at kind of the port. And now there's going to be kind of a big dead space where I'm typing a lot onto a typecast label. Oh, there's a little one yet, and now over that treasure one, I kind of put a really big label. And I'm using my Tombow Mono multi-glue. That has been working wonderfully for me. Everything that I am sticking on seems to be staying. I'm also I bought a new insert for my Easy Runner Grand, and I've been using that to get all the pictures and papers and everything down, and it's just working amazing. Absolutely permanent adhesive. And I'm just trying to figure out which one of those labels I want to use, and I just ran that through my typewriter, and it's working really good. I have not tried the new We Are Memory Keepers type set, or is it typecast? typeset probably. The new ribbon for my typewriter yet that's both black and pink. I haven't gotten brave yet and stuck that in my typewriter, but maybe soon. And then you can see I've got my collection. I bought about 4 or 5 different packs of enamel dots that kind of matched those collections. I'm also using a lot of my Kaisercraft rhinestones and pearls. And there I finally have that afternoon documented on that label. And I use my sewing scissors, which I shouldn't have used, so now I'm going to grab my big scissors. And those little kind of, I don't know, binder clips that are gold there that you see, I got a 3-pack of those at Michael's for like $1. It was the last 3-pack. I couldn't find any more. And if you can see on the left there, there's some little gold skinny, like numbers 369. I bought like 2 packs of those at Michael's also. Those are their Recollections brand, and they're very thin, glittery alphas and numbers, both lowercase and uppercase. And since I'm trying to not make this even thicker than it really needs to be and already is, by using thickers, I bought those really skinny letters and numbers to try to keep it from getting even bigger than it is, which I knew this was going to be chunky. But I took so many good pictures, and I wanted to make sure that I got our whole vacation documented because it was so much fun. We went last year and it was fun, and we went this year and I could have cried every day. We just had so much fun. I could have gone home or gone back to the hotel every night and just sobbed because we had the most amazing vacation. We spent like every morning at the beach, and then we would go have lunch somewhere fun or go back to the hotel and have lunch because it was more like an apartment. It was like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a big deck and a full kitchen and a full living room and a fireplace and a whirlpool and 2 like pools for the whole place to use. It was so nice. So we go back there and have lunch sometimes because there were a couple of nice grocery stores in Door County. And then we would like go on some sort of exploring trip in the afternoon. We'd go have some dinner and then do even more fun stuff after dinner. There, now you're getting kind of a wide angle of my workspace because my camera died while I was typing that card out. For some reason, my camera gets to about 25 or 29 minutes and I can hear the thing turn off, and I don't know if it goes into like sleep mode or if I need a new camera, I don't know. So now you're going to get kind of a wide angle of my work area. And I wrote Wilson's, or I put in the glittery letters from Michael's, I wrote Wilson's out because that's the name of that really fun, kind of almost like a diner in downtown Ephraim. We had root beer floats and burgers and onion rings, and it was really fun. And that was a page that I did for Spiegel Mom Scraps. You can find a whole blog post about that on the Spiegel Mom Scraps blog if you want to look at that. I kind of skipped ahead because I wanted to use some sequins from her shop that matched that brown paper. And here you can see it's kind of a white background on the right there, and then I had a lot of offcuts of paper that were about that size. And since those white sheets were really, the white pieces of paper from the actual Webster's Pages notebook were very thin. Like if I'd have written on or stamped on them, it would have bled right through. So what I did was I kind of just protected it and added an extra layer of pattern paper there. And now we are on to day 3. We did another beach that morning. It was called Alpine Beach in Fish Creek, and it was a beautiful, gorgeous beach, but it was super rocky. Like they hadn't, I don't know, used whatever equipment to remove the big rocks from the, like under the water and on the beach. So it was like painful to be in the water and to be on the beach. So the girls and I and my husband put up with it for, about a half an hour, 45 minutes, long enough to figure out that we didn't want to stay. We were the only people there, and it was just a gorgeous, warm, beautiful morning, and the beach should have had more than just us on there, and we kind of figured out why. Like, oh, it's kind of a crappy beach, and it was so pretty. So I'm like, we're just going to stick around long enough to get some pictures, and then there was another public beach in Fish Creek that we hadn't checked out yet, and we actually went there later, like right after this, and it was much better. The sand was like beautiful and soft, and it was an even just as gorgeous of a view. This was more of a wilderness kind of woods and lake view, and then once we were actually in Fish Creek at the public beach, it was more of like a half woods, half marina, and that didn't bother me at all. The sand was really soft, and all those beaches are so clean and beautiful, and I would highly recommend that if you're within a day's drive of Door County. Oh, and also on the bottom there, I did a little baggie that I got from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I filled it full of a sequin mix, and I sewed it shut with my sewing machine, and I tucked it in. Now we're getting kind of to the end, and you can see more of my like base pages that I need to go in and just add like my journaling and my ephemera and stuff too. And I'm going to have some close-ups here at the end for you, and be sure to leave a comment down at the bottom if you have any questions about how I did this, or if you want me to do a video on like exactly how I bound my notebook. There she is. She's pretty chunky. So, ladies, there you have it, and you're going to get a few close-ups now at the end. Oh, here's my other one. This is so there's 2.5 days, because we had a 5-day vacation. There's 2.5 days in each notebook. So that notebook doesn't have any foundation pages or anything made. It just has my pictures divided up into what I want each day to kind of, or each page to kind of look like. So thank you so much if you've made it this far, ladies. Bye.